Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in another video today, and today we're going to be recapping day 16 of the Houston Texans training camp and day 2 of joint practice with the Miami Dolphins. Today, the Texans had day 2 of joint practice with the Miami Dolphins, as on Saturday, the Texans will play the Dolphins at 3 o'clock for the second preseason game in Houston at NRG Stadium, and it's going to be fun to see the Texans back out there after getting a win 20-9 on last Thursday against the New England Patriots. And we saw rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud for 2 drives last week, and he barely played 2 drives, 2 for 4 with an interception thrown and 13 passing yards. But it was announced today, big news for the Texans, that C.J. Stroud will be the starting quarterback for the Houston Texans in Week 2 of the preseason on Saturday against the Miami Dolphins. Also, D'Amico Ryans did announce that everybody will be playing. There were players on the offense that were kept out of the lineup on Thursday's preseason matchup against the Patriots, like Dameon Pierce, the starting running back, wide receivers like Noah Brown and Robert Woods, and some of the Texans' offensive line, like Laramie Tunsil, and I believe Kenyon Green did play. I'm not too sure, but Shaq Mason will be playing. So the full offense, the only guy that won't be in the offense, that will not be playing in Saturday's preseason game, will be Titus Howard. And the only reason he is not playing is because he broke his hand and will be out up until the first couple weeks of the season. There is a chance Titus Howard, starting right tackle, does come back for the Texans Week 1, but there's a chance Titus Howard could miss the first couple weeks of the season for the Houston Texans. Today was a decent day for the Texans. The offense was okay, but the offense was up and down. I'm going to read this tweet from DJ Bienemy. Early through joint practices, through two team periods, the Texans' offense has been up and down. Flashes of C.J. Stroud throws to Nico Collins, paired with a couple of good runs by Dameon Pierce and Devin Singletary, but there's been a few too many sacks and Stroud holding the ball a little too long. So the offense was not that great today. Stroud threw an interception to safety. The defense was okay today. Stroud was, connecting decently with Nico Collins and Tank Dell. C.J. Stroud did throw like a 40-yard touchdown pass to Nico Collins, which was good. Stroud looked good, but at the same time, the offense was just up and down today. Nico Collins and Tank Dell, who have been just studs for the Texans offense throughout training camp, continued to do their thing today, and they looked great for the Texans out there. And then the running backs, Dameon Pierce and Devin Singletary, looked good. Stroud looked good, but besides that, there wasn't really anybody else on the offense that was doing anything too special today for the Texans in this day two of joint practice. Some good players on the defense today. Derek Stingley Jr. was locking wide receivers up today. He had an interception off of one of their wide receivers, and then he also had a couple of pass breakups as well. No one could go up against Derek Stingley Jr., and Derek Stingley Jr. is going to be absolutely just a stud in his second season in the NFL. I mean, usually during Texans training camp, when it's just not during these joint practices, when it's just been the Texans practices, you barely see balls go to Derek Stingley Jr.'s way. You always see, the wide receiver, whoever Stingley is guarding, get locked up, and barely see Derek Stingley Jr. Get targeted to when he is guarding somebody during Texans training camp practice. In the drive or two he played in Thursday's preseason game, nobody, not the Bailey Zappi, when he was out there, did not throw one ball in the area of Derek Stingley Jr. Stingley has been amazing throughout training camp for the Houston Texans, and I'm telling you guys, he's going to be a stud for the Texans this year. Last year in his rookie year, only played 9 games. He's going to be way better in his second year. He's improved. He's more healthy now, and I think he's way better than he was last season. And especially with this defense improving as a whole, and then also adding in D'Amico Ryans and the coaching staff that will be added in for this Texans defense in 2023, Stingley will be a force to be reckoned with in 2023 for the Houston Texans. And another guy who will be a stud that the Texans drafted in last year's draft, just like Derek Stingley Jr., is Christian Harris. He had a really good day, and he's going to be looking like he's going to be the heart and soul of this Houston Texans defense. And he looked great. He had a couple of good tackles against the Dolphins running backs. It feels like he's been chirping with running backs all week. It started with our own running back Devin Singletary, got in a little bit of a brawl with him. Then he got in a little bit of a brawl with Dolphins running back Jeff Wilson in yesterday's joint practice, and now him and Raheem Mostert had some words for each other today after Christian Harris got him down for a tackle. So Christian Harris has been, he's been very chippy this week. He's gotten into multiple brawls. He's gotten into 2 fights, almost a third this week. He's been, he's been out there balling and, just being the heart and soul of this Texans defense. He's going to be another guy, just like Derek Stingley Jr., that's going to be a stud in this defense this year. He's been the leader of that Texans defense so far throughout camp, and I think he's going to take a big jump going into this 2023 season. I wouldn't be surprised if Christian Harris has like a Pro Bowl type season for the Houston Texans. It was a quiet day of camp going into this preseason game, but Stroud had a good day. Nico Collins and Tank Dell had a good day. Stingley had a great day, and so did Christian Harris. And also, D'Amico Ryans did announce C.J. Stroud as the Week 2 preseason starter, and also did announce that most of the starters that were not in the New England game will not be playing. Will be playing against the Miami Dolphins. Damian Pierce, Robert Woods, Noah Brown, and also some of the offensive linemen like Laramie Tunsil and Shaq Mason and Kenyon Green. So the C.J. Stroud's going to have way better protection on the offensive line than he did have, last week in New England. So that should be way better for Stroud coming up in this matchup against the Miami Dolphins. Excited to see what C.J. Stroud does this week. Using your thoughts. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out. Go Texans.